Так, представьтесь, кто вы?
Майор Головенский Алексей Сергеевич.
Дата народження.
22.02.90.
Посада.
Посада не...
Должность.
Командир звена.
Access granted.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Albert Einstein once said, "I don't know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." And we are about to enter World War III. Some of you may be wondering how a battle between Russia and Ukraine could escalate to World War III. In this video, I'll explain how Russia-Ukraine conflict will trigger a new world war. Before that, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and enable notifications. It's completely free, so please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this timeline. February 24, 2022, Russia starts the invasion. February 28, 2022, Russia bombards Ukraine and Kyiv seeks for membership in the European Union. March 1, 2022, a Russian convoy has gathered outside Kyiv, leading Ukrainian President Zelensky to call on the West to declare a no-fly zone. March 2, 2022, Russia claims Kherson has surrendered to Kremlin. Multiple attacks on Kharkiv. The destruction of Slovenia's embassy building. Sweden accuses Russia of violating its airspace. And in the United Nations, 143 countries voted against Russia. Now look at this. Massive explosions ripped across Kyiv, and the United Nations claims that over 1 million people fled the country. Where are they now? They took shelter in the neighboring countries including Russia, Poland, Romania, Germany, Slovakia and Belarus. Have you noticed a pattern here? The war becomes larger by the day and new countries are drawn into it. Now think, is this the start of a new world war? Let me show you something really interesting. This is Adamu Garba Talba, the former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He thinks Africa needs World War III. Let me read out his statement. Most of you don't know that Africa needs Third World War more than every other continent on the planet. World War III is an opportunity for Africa. So, according to him, World War is good for Africa. Geopolitical experts believe that we have already entered the first phase of World War III. Okay, returning to our primary topic, is this truly a world war? Let's compare the current war to the parameters and criteria provided by history. World War I involves all these countries, okay? Austria-Hungary and Serbia started the conflict, and within weeks, Russia, Belgium, France, Britain and Serbia had lined up against Austria-Hungary and Germany, and World War I had begun. So, history won't agree if we call Russia-Ukraine conflict a world war. But if you look closely, you can see that world wars often start slow. Take a look at World War I as an example. Initially, just these countries took part in the war. However, after a year, other countries joined, causing a chain reaction that resulted in World War I. The history has taught us that even a fight between two countries has the potential to grow into a world war. At the first glance, only two countries are fighting in Ukraine. But zoom out and you'll find a split world. Every country has chosen a side. The latest emergency voting at the United Nations is the proof. The UN Assembly was voting on a resolution that called on Russian soldiers to leave Ukraine. However, meant voting against Russia and in favor of Ukraine. Consider the current situation. Syrians are joining with Russia, while people from Europe have joined Ukraine. There are also reports that around 500 Indians have applied to join the battle with Ukraine. See, more and more countries are getting involved. During World War I, America was in a similar situation as most countries right now. Initially, America chose to remain neutral in Europe's conflict. But it was before American interest began to bleed. Okay, let's return to Ukraine conflict. Here's what's been going on the previous few days. The 3rd of March, Sweden accused Russia of violating its airspace on the same day Ukraine said, "We welcome foreign fighters." And check this out. On 4th March, Russia threatens the entire continent by conducting an attack on a nuclear power station. My question is very simple. Would countries be forced to join the conflict if their interest or their own people continue to suffer? NATO has already strengthened its deployment in Eastern Europe in preparation for an escalation. On 3rd March 2022, French President Emmanuel Macron spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Do you know what Putin told them? Putin stated that he wants the whole Ukraine. The French President Emmanuel Macron later stated to the world that the worst is yet to arrive. It is difficult to rule out that an escalation on the outskirts of Ukraine may entangle more countries. Our world cannot afford to go to war right now. As far as I can tell, NATO is terrified of World War III. Yet, the phase 1 of the World War has already begun. That's all I have for today. Please share this video with more people. Thank you for your time, and it's time for me to take off. Bye everyone.